Hello. Hello. Let me try and bring you closer to me. Let me bring it just. Oh my god. Okay. So hi. Hello Saturday. Sorry I missed last Saturday, but I went out with my family and did family stuff. So I wasn't gonna rush home and do a live, but I have bullet points. I have things to show you. I'm working on some stuff that I would like to share with you. Um, I'm trying to get work right now. I'll explain in a second. Okay, so let me go down these bullet points. So just real quick because I'm very excited about my trash lady Ness antics, shenanigans, I guess you would call it. So I have a video, very very old. I doubt you've probably seen it, but I have a video where I talk about getting free stuff like on Craigslist or whatever. Um, that it's several. I think that's like several years old, but I'm still the same trash lady as I was then. So the other day I was like scrolling through Facebook, and you're like sometimes in Facebook like you'll see marketplace stuff like within your feed. So I just happened to see one that was just posted. It popped up on my feed, and it drew me in because everything looked very neatly placed and clean on this curb. And they're like, oh, free stuff. So I was kind of going through the pictures, and I could see some organizing things, some shelving that looked in very good condition. I was like, hey, let me go check out this address and go see what they put on the curb. You guys, okay? So me and my son got there. Like I said, in the pictures, I was only there to get the shelving, and then there was like a little. I don't have it because I had it out. I have it outside right now because I rinsed it because it was all full of dirt. But it was like one of those like little boxes with a ton of itty bitty drawers, like to put screws and stuff. And I was like, oh, I could organize all my buttons and stuff in that little screw organizer. Then I looked around and I found this absolutely perfect condition for free on the curb. I've been looking on getting one for a long time, but like I don't like any of the ones in the store. And I've come to accept that I'm into this, and I'm making this up because I really don't know like what other word to call it. Maybe it's part cottage core, but I'm just calling it like grandma core because I like Doilies, Golden Girls, the Turner Classic Movie Channel, all that stuff, things like this. So I have a sewing box now, and I'm very happy. It's in excellent condition. I mean, I don't know why these people put this on the curb, but it's in excellent condition, and I have a little grandma looking sewing box now. So, thrilled, right? Then my son starts poking around, and this is not all of it because I've already sold two other parts that I broke this lot up into. But my son finds this on the curb in one of the boxes that were placed on the curb, and he's like, "What the heck? What the heck?" So, what this is, I'm not even joking, right? Oh my god, damn near broke it. Um, we found a Nintendo DSi, and it works. It works just fine. I already formatted it because it had the other person's info and it had like pictures of them and stuff. So I don't know if someone like passed away and this is like their stuff, but this works just fine. As well as they had some Game Boy Advance games that I've broken up and I'm trying to sell, but that works. And then also it came with a bunch of games. There were some other Pokemon ones, but it came with all these games and some other ones that, like I said, I've already sold. I've broken it up and sold. But like what? Like what? Like you know what I mean? Like what are the odds you would find a perfectly working Game Boy DSi with a bunch of games that work? Like what are the odds? So, anyways, I'm very happy about my trash lady tendencies because it made us some money. Let me put that back. But of course, my son found that, so I'm like, look, I was like, look, for a fee, which I said later, for a fee, I'll list all this stuff and I'll break it up and photograph it for you and all this stuff. And since he found it, he can keep the net amount after fees from myself and all the websites. So my son has made some pretty good money since last week. So I'm very, very proud of my trash lady antics. It paid off, and I wish I could go outside and show you the shelving, but it's just like, and this will probably be in a future video. I bounce around my videos because I have so many ideas, and then I get busy with work, and I'm like, but you know, YouTube problems. But I do want to organize my room because you guys, like, it's, what's up?
Can you leave this door open?
No, because it's loud out there. Go there. Love you. Ta-ta. Close the door.
It's not loud. It's not that loud.
Okay, close the door a little bit. Thanks, my buddy. Okay, so yeah, what else? Yeah, this room is just, it needs shelving. It needs, I mean, I'm literally working in chaos, which, you know, has worked for me for a very long time. But I really would like to have it well organized like an adult. I would love to do that. And since I was able to find a new shelving and then that little button organizer thing, which I could put other stuff in there too, trims and zippers. So another thread. So I'm super excited, but I do have to just pace myself because sometimes I'll have too many ideas and I get overwhelmed, and then it takes me longer to do stuff. So right now, I had just put on my community tab. If you haven't noticed, one of the next videos coming up is a Naruto costume. Somebody already hit me up for a con in September. It's a Sasuke costume, and I already bought the fabric. I'm just holding off on making that, but that will be the next video coming up. I'm making it until I finish some other projects. So let me kind of just show you what I'm working on right now. I have 4 things going on, but I only have 2 of them like almost done right now. So I got hired to do, to my best abilities, mind you, I'm not being paid to research or not having like a full day rate, but on my best research, I was commissioned to do some costumes for a historical documentary on the Southwest, and I'm making the dresses for the painted ladies, saloon girls, the prostitutes, aka the prostitutes of the Old West. So I'm making it's like a tie-on petticoat. It's a tiered pit, like, you know, like back in the day, like the ladies had a bunch of foundation garments. So they would have like their camise, which is like their underwear, or they would wear like an actual like linen pants type bloomers. That's the word, bloomers. And then over that, they would have like the corset. And then over that, they would have like, depending on the era, they would have like the bump it, like the bustle and the pillow in the back, or the crinoline that had like the cage, like all that stuff. You know what I mean? So this, you know, since they're prostitutes, and I'm trying to go over historical photos and things like in Pinterest and some of the books that I own that talks about historical period costume making. A lot of the, you know, the saloon girls, what they would wear, you know, is just basically like the underwear of the time, which would be the camise or just the bloomers and maybe this over petticoat that you would tie, because again, this is part of the foundation garment. So I finished it the other day, the all the tiers. So all I need to do now, and I've already cut out all the pieces, is I need to put like the bias tape and finish this part, and then add the bands so they could tie it. And then I'm gonna make like a nightgown looking thing, like a dress that she wears this over. And that's also gonna have some tiers at the bottom. But I wanted to get this one out of the way first because it's the most time consuming, because there's a lot, there's like 1, 2, 3. There's 5 tiers, and it's just a lot of like folding and pleating and gathering. So that's that. Also, I'm almost done with this one. Let me show you. Let me close my door a little bit more. So on this one, I'm doing a dress for someone's Lady D because I've given up trying to pronounce it at this point. Lady D costume from the Village Resident Evil. I've already hemmed it. And as I make these costumes, I usually especially like towards the end more, I double check like all the measurements. So I checked the sleeve the other day and I told the woman that purchased this, I was like, you know what? It's actually the exact measurement of your arm, but in sewing, that's not actually what you want the majority of the time or at all, depending on what you're trying to get here. Because once, like, if it's the actual size of your arm, like once you start flexing or you do stuff like that, you know what I mean? It becomes real tight and then it's not a good fit. Like your exact size is not a good fit for you. So there has to be the ease, which you always see like in patterns, like the ease, which is like the extra wiggle room so you can move your arms and inhale, exhale, breathe, get bloated after you eat and all that good stuff. So I redid the sleeves and I cut them out today and I sewed them. So tonight I'm just gonna start doing the buttons. And I already double checked it, so it is a little bit bigger now and it is more roomy for that ease. And then I'm gonna attach the sleeves and then of course put that there's like a little thing. I was just messing around the other day. This isn't it, but you know, just try and put like something here to make it look more like the video game. So I have to redo this one, but I kind of just did this one like real quick just to help me brainstorm. Sometimes it's so much better if you have like something physical to like move around and, you know, so you can see with your eye. And then, yeah, that's almost done. That's almost done. Move out of the way. Then another thing that I have to do for this historical costume thing is, so I have to finish the nightgown or the camise that goes under it, as well as I'm going to do like a bartender apron, which is really just looking at the pictures, it's just one giant square of white fabric. You know, they tie it like around their midsection and it goes to the floor. Very easy. So I'll leave that to last because I could do that like probably in 40 minutes or something like that. But that's what I have going on right now. And I'm very excited. And he's going to have me make some other stuff after this because this first part of the order was like the priority because they're going to film these scenes first. And then in August through September, I'm going to be making some other stuff. He already told me because right now he has two seamstresses. He has me and then some other lady. It just, you know, it's just easier that way, which is smart because imagine like if I had to do all that, like me, just one person, it's always good to break up your work with somebody else. Oh man, it's Huey Lewis. What's up? What else? Okay, so bullet points, talked about it. And then real quick too, I just wanted to bring this up because I find this, I'm just fascinated. I'm so fascinated and excited. So I follow this account on Instagram called, is it The? Okay, no, it's just, see, I want to grammatically put the and what? Hi. Close the door, love. My love, close the door, my love. Thank you. So it's Betamax Rundown. Again, I just want to put the in front of everything. Terrible habit. So Betamax Rundown. And they had put this post the other day. They always post like these weird, obscure movies from the VHS, like Betamax days, hence their name. So they posted this. They made this post the other day of a movie starring Susan Sarandon and Raul Julia. You don't remember who Raul Julia was? He played Gomez Addams in the 90s Addams Family, as well as his last movie was the character Bison for Street Fighter in that movie in the 90s. He passed away like shortly after that movie, but he was in this movie and it's called Compromising Positions. So it's Raul Julia, Susan Sarandon, Joe Mantegna. I don't know if you know who Joe Mantegna is. An actor, but it was just a trip because just based off this post from this Instagram account, I was like, this sounds so this sounds so interesting. I need to find this movie. So as it usually happens, I go through iTunes. I do Apple TV. Like I'm trying to find this movie. Can't find it on Prime. Let me see on YouTube. There it is. Got the whole movie on YouTube in very good quality, might I add. So I watched this the other day, and it was actually really funny. I find myself watching the same with music. I find myself trying to go further back in time to find things that maybe I didn't really pay attention to as a child, or movies if I was an adult back then, I would have been into. Because I don't know, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff out these days, but let me just go back. Let me start from the beginning. You know what I mean? So this movie, Compromising Positions, just give you the rundown on it. It's about Susan Sarandon. She's like a bored housewife of a lawyer, and her dentist is this guy that like flirts and practically sleeps with all the women in this town except for her. So this movie is kind of about like loyalty and infidelity, but the loyalty is like on her part. And somebody kills the dentist, and she used to be a reporter too. She used to be like, she's like an ex-journalist, but now she's just a stay-at-home wife. But she gets obsessed with the story and tries to unlock the mystery of who could have killed this dentist, because he had so many, side chicks and maybe a husband found out and all that stuff. But it's actually like it's like Murder, She Wrote. It's like Murder, She Wrote mixed with, I don't know, name any kind of dark comedy you've ever seen. In Murder, She Wrote and Death to Smoochy, Murder, She Wrote, and I don't know, Death Becomes Her. Like, just think of any kind of dark comedy and mix it with Murder, She Wrote. And that's how this movie is. It's actually really good. I want to watch it again because I fell asleep at some point because I was like knocked out yesterday from running around all day. But so I watched that and I was like, you know what? Let me go back to this IG page. Let me see if they posted anything new. I'm ready for a new old movie. So he did, or she did. I don't know what gender the person who runs this page, but they posted another movie and it was called Hero at Large, starring John Ritter. And you know what? It made me realize I don't think I've ever seen a movie where I hated it that starred John Ritter. I really sat there for like 5 minutes and I thought, has John Ritter ever made a movie that I didn't like? And the answer was no. So I went to go find it. And again, thank you, YouTube. You have everything I could ever want. They had this movie, Hero at Large, starring John Ritter, which is basically he's an out-of-work actor. He's not making it. And then one day he just happens to be working and he goes to some store in his work costume, which he pretends to be like a superhero. And the store is held up. He kicks the punk's asses or whatever, and he saves the people of the store. So now he's going to be going around town as like, the city's Batman or whatever. But he's an actor pretending to be like a superhero. So it's actually pretty funny. John Ritter is a cutie, as always. And I was just thinking, like, John Ritter, again, can't think of a movie he's made that I don't like. Problem Child, I like both of them. It, he comes out in It. Love It. I love to be scared of It. What else? There was another movie too. Oh, Stay Tuned. Stay Tuned is another movie if you've never seen it. I think it's from the early 90s or the late 80s. Really funny too, where it's like Pleasantville. He gets sucked into the TV through like an evil remote or something, and he's forced to like comply every time someone changes the channel. He's in that show doing what they're doing. So it's actually a pretty cool movie. Also on YouTube if you want to check that out. So, and the same with the Compromising Positions. I'm feeling a little ashamed of myself because as I was watching this, I was like, I love Raul Julia. And then I thought to myself, do I really love Raul Julia? Because I can only name 2 movies before I saw this one that he's been in, which was Addams Family and Street Fighter. So I was like, do I really love Raul Julia? I don't think I do, but I want to. I respect him. You know what I'm saying? So he came out in this movie, Compromising Positions. Now I can name 3 of his movies, but I really need to look it up because he's such an accomplished actor, and I know this just from his demeanor and like the roles he plays. He's just like so into the roles, you know what I mean? He's just like he's such an iconic actor. I really need to watch more of his movies. So I felt quite, I don't know, not worthy, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I had to say about that. So I like watching old movies and they're new to me, and this is where I'm at in my life as I do this. So what else? I think that's it. How long have I been on? 20 minutes? That's not too bad. So yeah, that's about it. No one has any questions. You know, I'm always open to questions and stuff like that. It's been raining a lot yesterday, and I think today it's going to rain too. So we'll see how it goes. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.